Okay, we are rocking and rolling. So thank you guys so much for getting on tonight. We're going to kind of touch just a little bit on October. There's really not, honestly, a whole lot to talk about, but we can make that change as a team. And so I'm pretty excited about that. I think, did you guys really think, kind of give me a thumbs up, did you think it was easier to post the call and it works, in a Facebook events page, and then that way it was easier for you to follow along or get notification of it? Did that work better? Jessica's saying yes. Marcy, okay.
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So we'll start doing that. So any like team Zooms that we'll do, we'll create an event on in Facebook, and that way we'll communicate. That way it doesn't get lost on the page. That's really okay. So great idea. Perfect. Glad that worked out. So just really quick, a little bit about October. Our gross volume as a team was just barely over 10,000. That's about 14,000 GV down from where we were back in March, May, April. So a lot has changed. Business definitely slowed down over the summer, but it's okay because things will change. Like the gift pack that we have out right now is $49 and it's 40 BV and it's amazing. Like I personally ordered 2 of them today, or I set them up on Chris's auto ship anyways, so to run tomorrow. But the cool thing, you guys, if you don't know, so make sure that everyone understands, and Amy did a really nice job of putting it in that on the team page yesterday. So it is the sugar scrub, the body lotion, the travel size of body lotion, and the lip balm. So it's $49 for a loyal customer or for a distributor. And here's the cool thing that we haven't been able to do before. You can use your perk points towards it. You can set it as your next month's auto shipment. And so those kind of things are super nice for people, especially if they're going to try to get it this month for their auto ship. And this is a great time to tap into your existing loyal customers or those that aren't even current anymore. They're not ordering, and say, hey, look, you can set up an auto ship for November. You can get this gift pack for $49. Elena, whatever you're eating looks good. I'm starving. And tell them, look, you can get this for $49 and we can set it up this month as your auto ship and you'll get free shipping. So that's another thing. Also for us distributors, let's talk about, your personal auto shipment. So your auto ship needs to be at 80 BV to make sure that you're commission qualified. So here's a really nice thing about this. With the gift pack being 40 BV, you could get 2 of them and be right at 80 BV and spend a little, barely $100. And you could turn around and keep one for yourself and use one for a gift, or you can turn around and use those for gifts. And even if you use them for gifts, you can use them as a tax write-off. So keep that in mind when you're setting your auto shipment for November, if it hasn't already run, that you can get 2 of those things and get right at 80 BV, and you can get something different. So that's kind of nice. Also, if you have like parties or events or anything coming up this month, get it now, and that way you can have it to display to people. It's obviously only while quantities last. I have a funny feeling that it probably will sell out quickly, but you never know. So kind of, if you really want it, if you've been thinking about it, get your hands on it as quickly as you possibly can. The fact that it's 40 BV for a $49 product is really beneficial. A lot of the gift packs and the BOGOs, sometimes the BV is really down. So this one's actually really nice and comparable to kind of, not dollar for dollar, but pretty darn close. So keep that in mind when you're setting your auto ships. There wasn't a lot of...
Hey, Kim,
yes.
real quick with the gift package also, I was thinking you could, since there's 4 items, you could easily split that up you could break it up into 2 separate gift packages, which would be great presents for a teacher. Like if you put the sugar scrub and the mini lotion together, and then the large lotion and the lip balm together. So now you have 2 gifts out of the 1 pack.
That's a great idea.
25, and you just repackage it in a cute bag. You could give those as gifts to other people, teachers, stuff like that. I was just thinking so you're probably going to spend $25 on a teacher gift anyways.
Right.
So I was thinking, you could even split it up. So and make it even, a better option, because it comes with a lot of stuff.
Yeah, that's a great idea. And then you could also think about it, throw in, if you split it up like that, throw in some greens on the go.
Yeah.
Or even if you wanted to split it up into like 4 different gifts, obviously the travel size and the lip balm are a little bit different, but I'm sure you can find people that those would be appropriate for, and then throw in some greens on the go, or throw in a packet of wow or something along those lines. So potentially, you're right, you could split up and make 2 gifts out of it, or you can make even 4 gifts out of it, depending on who you want to give stuff to. So it's a great idea. Thanks, Marcy.
You're welcome. I thought about that one.
So let's talk about, I want to kind of go over the questions and answers that you guys had. And there wasn't a lot, but that's okay. There's a couple that were really good that we can touch on. The first one came from Jessica, and she wrote, what information would you personally gather to put into a binder to carry with you at all times to have available to potentials, whether it be a distributor or a loyal customer? Here's my answer, and I want everyone to kind of chime in because we're all going to have different approaches to things, but here's my answer. I personally just have the Blitz card. And the reason for that is I think if you get too much information and you're talking to someone for the very first time, it can be very, very overwhelming. So I think the Blitz card speaks for itself. This is what we have. This is what it is. This is what it does. And that's the flagship product. The other thing you could potentially carry around with you is a product catalog. But in my opinion, the Blitz card is going to have your name, your contact information, and your website on it. So it gives that person immediate access to get a hold of you. It also gives them immediate access to your website if you shouldn't have a product catalog on you. And of course, they can log into your website and see every single product that we have to offer. It also talks about being a distributor on there. So really, truly, I don't think that you should overwhelm yourself with trying to get, carry all of this stuff around with you all the time. But have that with you. For me personally, I have that little bag that I showed you guys before that says Dream Makers. So I have Blitz cards, greens on the go, and a box of wraps in there all the time. So that way, if I am somewhere and they want to try a wrap, boom, I've got it, and I've just made $25. I slung a wrap today for $25 off of my post that I made. So does anyone else have, what do you guys carry around with you?
So for me, I do have a full binder that I keep in my car. And I also, like, if I'm going to go talk to someone, maybe a new distributor that's already signed up, I'll go in with that. And it's basically just it's basically the document library. Actually my mom did it. Being the awesome teacher she is, she likes to organize, and she put everything in the catalog. So basically all the products, and it's just a hard copy of every single. Okay. It's like all the products, all the information, the product information that's in the document library, plus the compensation plan, and like order forms, some other just stuff that I like to have. If somebody asks me, so I mailed out wraps and greens today to 4 potential loyal customers, and I printed off the information for those products and put them in the package that I sent. Right. So I had that in my binder. I just took the sheet out, made copies at UPS, and put them in the package. So I like to have that stuff with me on a regular basis. I don't necessarily want to throw all that information at somebody, but I like to have it personally for myself.
I think it's also good to keep on hand, especially if you have wraps in your bag or your purse or whatever, is instructions on how to use them.
Yeah.
You can tell someone how to do it. And if you need one, I have like this really cool picture that I can send to you, and you can print it out of like wrap tips on how to wrap. That way you can hand it to someone when they get the wrap, because it would totally be a disservice to them if you sold them a wrap but didn't really tell them how to use it, or you briefly told them and then they forgot and then they just didn't contact you for whatever reason. So if you can sell it to somebody and then give them a little thing like, hey, these are some cool tips, or this is how you do it, that is so beneficial, I think, in the long run.
Definitely, because they're gonna have better results if they know how to use it, and then that's going to be a long run a potential customer that's going to sign up, or even a potential distributor who's like, oh my gosh, these products are amazing. So you definitely want to make sure that if you give somebody a wrap, that they're informed on how to use it and how to get the best results.
For sure.
So I would say a Blitz card and steps to success, to show to both potential loyals and DTs, only because you can show them how easy it is to make money and still use the product.
That's genius. That's genius. I love that. Thank you, Amy. Because you guys, the steps to success, and Mandy, for you that's new, and you're probably, Marcy's, I know, is going to explain all of that to you, but the steps to success is where it's at. I mean, if you're not getting 4 loyal customers and, trying to get 3 distributors each month, your business isn't growing. And it's, everyone's like, oh, well, I have this business, I have to have a marketing plan. We don't. Like, they already gave it to us. They already printed it out, told us how to do it, and it's super simple. So I love that idea. Just kind of, it keeps it simple, like very simple.
The other thing is that when you're out and about and you're talking to people, everybody has a phone on them. And the number one thing you want to do is try to get their information, because then you're not dependent on them following up with you. So a lot of times, like I did the thing where I have the Blitz card and it's laminated and I can hang it from my purse. And if someone will ask me about it, sometimes I'll say, well, here, just give me your phone number or your email real quick and let me send you, my information, or let them take a picture, of the Blitz card, and then, they've got my information. So I try to get their contact information as much as I can, especially if it's someone that I'm just meeting off the street. Sorry.
That's a good idea.
Sorry, look what I just got delivered to me.
Yay!
Totally surprised. Wow. Okay, sorry. Oh my gosh. And okay, so does that help, Jessica? Does that perfect? Okay. Anyone else have anything on that topic? That was great. Okay. Now I'm going to go to some questions that Jeanette had, and I love these. Are vendor fairs worth your time and effort? So, in my personal opinion, I think that they are for 2 reasons. Number one, you're getting in front of an audience that you're probably never going to get in front of ever again, and they're new people. So it's not like you're having to ask your friend to have a party for you, or you're asking your friends to come to a party. These are people at an event. And shockingly enough, it always turns out that 85% of them have never even heard of It Works. So it's a great way, in my opinion, to get our products and what we have to offer people in front of a whole new audience. You just have to be really careful, this is my opinion, regarding the cost, because there's a lot of vendor events that are super expensive. So like I had someone contact me about doing a Crohn's and colitis event that was a few weeks ago, and it was $250. And I really, really wanted to do it because they said there was going to be like a 3,400 people turnout, and that's a ton of people to get in front of and to talk to and get new leads. But I just couldn't substantiate $250. The other thing too about vendor events is it's a great way to easily make wrap cash. So always have those on hand, and people are going to be hesitant, obviously, to put it on right then and there. But again, if you give it to them and you have those instructions printed, they're more, to go put it on and actually get a good result, because now they know how to use it. I know you and I talked about this last week, but at these events, try to, for every person that comes to your table, to get their name and contact information. And the best way to do that is to create like a drawing of some sort. So choose whatever product you want, but for everyone that comes to your table, tell them, hey, thank you so much for stopping by. I really enjoyed talking to you. Would you mind putting down your name, your phone number, and an email address, and drop your name in this box? And I'm going to draw a winner, say tomorrow or whatever, for a free product of your choice, or whatever you want to give away. It could be a wrap. It could be a free product of their choice. It's really up to you how you want to handle it. But that's a great way to get people's contact information and then to follow up with them. Because the odds are, if you're just going to give them your Blitz card or a product catalog with your, name and information on it, they can easily just throw that away, or, lose it in their car or whatever. But if you have their name and contact information, you're guaranteed to be able to follow up with them.
And something else about the vendor blenders is I definitely took the time to go and talk to the other vendors.
Yes.
at there. I mean, I actually so I just did a vendor event, and I'm talking to 3 potential customers that were not people walking around. They were other vendors at the event who were interested in the products and being customers. And I actually have a meeting tomorrow with the person who organized the event who's interested in being a distributor with It Works. So talk to everyone about it.
Amy, can you touch on this? Because I think that you have really good success at going to these vendor events and talking with and talking to other vendors. Yeah, you. Hold on, you're muted. She's still muted. Hold on, I'll fix you.
I got this.
Okay.
Okay. So, I talk to every single vendor at every single vendor event that I go to. I also think that if you're going to do a vendor event, you need to be really inquisitive as to how much advertising they're doing. Because if you're going to pay $40 to $100 to attend one of these bad boys, you need to make it worth your time. The last 2 have not been worth my time. They were last minute split decisions. They kind of begged me to go. And I was like, okay, I'll go. And it was a complete waste of my time from the standpoint of there wasn't much of an audience. However, I booked a party for November 18th at the last one with 2 other vendors coming to my house. So no, I'm not inviting guests. Did I tell them that I would? Yes. Am I doing it? No. I'm relying solely on their crowd because I need fresh people. I just had a party at my house a week ago for LuLaRoe. So I can't overextend the invites to my friends. So I did get so I have 3 potential leads for LCs this month, 2 of which are the vendors that are coming to my house on the 18th. I just think that advertising is huge. And if they're not well advertised and they say that they're only going to advertise on Facebook, don't join that event. If it's something big like the Lupus Foundation or an Alzheimer's walk or a golf tournament or something like that, by all means, because there's going to be 1 million people at them. If it's just like a local mom's group or something like that, bow out.
Yeah. The nice thing about the event, like Amy was just saying, is actually, and Marcy was just meeting other vendors and co-mingling with them and then trying to book, vendor blenders with them. And then if you can, by all means, like Amy said, host it at your house and let them invite their people. So that's a new audience for you.
Did I submit some people? Did I invite some people to this event? Sure. I think 5. But they're all 5 of my closest friends that live here and know that they just have to come and drink my alcohol. So it'll be fine. Hashtag it's fine.
It's fine.
Hashtag purple.
So that's great. Does that help, Jeanette? Okay. You're muted. Can you unmute yourself?
I don't know.
Hold on. I might be able to help you. Hold on. Okay, now talk.
Okay, can you hear me now?
I can.
Okay. Yes, that was helpful. I did have one last week, but it was in my neighborhood, and I have 45 to call on, but I haven't gotten them all. There are just too many of them, but they're actually calling me.
That's
and I didn't even call them. So I just got one today. So I've just got to get out and call. I know that it's just a lot to do. I've just got to get myself going. And then I've got this one this weekend too. So
I'll help you.
I know.
I got you.
The other thing that, and I talked to Carissa about this a little bit, when you're doing those, like she was going to do a health fair, there's a sign-up sheet that It Works already has in the document library, which is a great one. I just created a new one because I wanted to know who would be interested in learning more about the business and or host a party for me to earn a free wrap. So that then I knew when I was following up with them which angle I was following up with them about. Am I following up on the business side or am I following up on the customer side? And so I can look and see if I still have that. And if I do, then I can I'll upload that to the Dreammakers page as a file for you guys to use.
And I think too, a mistake I made, I think, was I had them sign up. They did sign up for a drawing, but I didn't have them write anything that they might be interested in. So I think that would be important to say, well, what product did you like? And then that's when I call them, I could at least have that first step in there to the door. So I need to do that too. That's just something I thought about.
And Mom, you know what I did too is I made a batch of greens. Like I made a pitcher of greens.
Oh, yes.
That I had with little cups and for little taste testers for people to taste. I added the orange juice and everything. It was delicious. And people were like, oh my God, so good. I'm like, I know.
Oh, well, the vendor behind me kept selling it for me because he had tasted it. And so every time we were talking, he would go, it tastes like Kool-Aid. And they'd go, really? He sold a lot of greens for me.
You need to sign him up as a distributor, Mom.
Oh, so it's important to talk to all the vendors, like she said. Yes,
for sure. Jessica, did you have something? I got you.
We're all muted.
Hold on.
There we go.
Okay.
Does anybody have do you have pieces of paper that you use for potential to fill out at the vendor blenders or even your spa parties or anything for drawings that you'd be willing to share?
I don't have anything. What I did the last time is I literally took a piece of paper and just took one little corner and just put, name, phone number, and email address. And then I just copied it and then just cut them out, old school, old teachers used to do it. So they don't have to do that anymore.
Or even just a raffle ticket. Or even just a raffle ticket.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly. Just
you can buy those at the dollar store.
Okay.
You could even just take a stack of Post-it notes and have people write their information down and then just drop it in a box.
Yeah. So just so you have a general idea of their name and email address and all that for contact.
Yeah, look, Jeanette's holding up her Post-it note.
Yeah.
These things are cheap.
Got it.
Or
in addition to the greens, what?
I said, or you just take stacks of them from your employer. Whatever.
All right.
Hey, Amy, you muted yourself. We can't hear you. Your lips are moving.
God.
Your lips are moving. Sorry. Oh, those are hips. Sorry.
Yeah. I was going to say, for another thing that I'm going to start doing, and I'm going to have them for my open house, is the No Bake Energy Bites, where you use the ProFit protein. So that's a good way for them to see that they can make something quick and easy. It literally takes 4 minutes to make these, and you can just pass them out. And so then, they're healthy for the kids, they're healthy for you, you're getting protein, etc. Jessica Edison did a whole live feed on them and then posted the recipe, and I have it. So I can post that on Dreammakers as well so that you guys can have the recipe. I think it takes 2 full scoops of ProFit to make, 2 dozen or a dozen or something.
Jeanette, those would be cool for us to take on Saturday. Just to have some. Will you post that tonight, Amy, please?
Yes.
Okay. There was something else I was going to say about so at the vendor events, when you're having this, when you're setting up your table, it can be very minimal. You don't have to have one of every single product. You want to have a wrap, and if you have a dry wrap, you want to lay that out. If you have a dry facial, lay that out. Have samples of greens. If you have energy, take a can and sample that to people. If you have defining gel, you can let people sample that on the back of their hands. Wow is another really good thing that you can help, you can sample. People like to touch and feel things, and I think that we all know that. So if you have stuff available that you can take, it's really going to be beneficial. And greens are hands down my favorite product. But if you can take those and let people taste them and they actually figure out they actually taste good, then they're going to want to have them. Because a lot of people are like, oh, like those greens, those powder thingies. People have a hesitation with like powder mixes, especially with the word greens. So if you can have samples for people to try, I think that's super, super important at vendor events.
And I think you're at a benefit because they're going in, they're thinking this is not going to be good.
Right.
And their expectation is low. And then when it actually tastes good, they're like, wow, that's amazing. These are delicious. They're like, I know. So it really kind of plays into because they're thinking it's going to be bad and then it's not. So, and they're like, I could drink this to get all my fruits and vegetables. They're like, yes, it's amazing. You need to have this in your life.
Yeah. And guys, with the greens, I mean, I think this is the perfect time of the year to really, I know that we have the gift pack and we have and things like that, but really kind of focus on greens a lot, especially if you're looking for volume, because it's an easy seller and people need greens right now. Like we're going into cold and flu and all the yuckiness, and people need greens. Like they don't know it, but they need it. Like we need to tell them that they need it. So really right now is a great season to use greens. I mean, personally, I need to use them every single day, but if they can start using them now, they can be really beneficial to go through, this season that we're about to hit. So, so we're going to move on to one of the last questions that I have. And if anyone has anything else, just say something. Mandy, if you have any questions at all, because it's all new to you, please speak up. Okay. Don't be scared. I promise we won't hurt you or bite you or anything like that. Okay. Do all distributors have to have an auto ship? Yes. Okay. So that's my answer. My answer is yes. And the reason I tell you that is because that is the way to guarantee yourself every single month that you're going to have a paycheck, as long as you have that auto ship set at 80 BV. Okay. If you have a team, you want your team to follow your lead and you want your team to do what you do. I can tell you in almost 3 years, I have never, ever gone a month without an auto ship. And that is the absolute truth. The truth. I mean, I've never not had it. Never. Because what can happen is that if you're relying on your PBV at 150, somebody's auto ship that you thought was going to process may not go through. And they may not contact you to correct that credit card or anything like that. Or someone may return a product and now you're at 135, let's say, when you thought you were going to be at 155. That's detrimental to your income. Like you're not going to get paid that month. Okay. So it's a make or break situation. So guarantee yourself that you're going to be paid and run your auto ship. Okay. Not only that, but it's so important to be a product of the product. So running your auto ship is your way of using our products and being able to share those with other people. Okay. So that is I think that you need to be a good distributor is to run an auto ship every single month. She's muted again. She's talking, but we can't hear her. Hold on. I got you, girl. I got you. Okay. We can hear you.
The reason I ask is I had a distributor that was asking me, does she have to have auto ship? So I'm glad you told me I needed to hear that. So how I could explain it.
The truth is you don't have to. You can rely on the 150 PBV, but so many things can happen with that. So if you just run your auto ship at 80 BV, you're guaranteed to get paid. There's no questions asked.
Okay.
And that's why I was trying to say, like, you can change it up. I mean, some months my order is way more than it was the month before. It just depends on what I need. I mean, I personally use a ton of our products every single day.
So do I.
In my regimen. I mean, like, it's just written in my diet and everything. Yes, sir.
In the morning when you're playing,
I'll tell you in a second.
before you're suburban and in front of the shop.
Yes. Sorry about that. So, again, that's the correct answer is you can do your auto ship or you can do the 150 PVV. But me personally, I tell people, because I think it's so important, yes, you need to run your auto ship.
Okay. Thank you. Yes.
You're welcome.
Yes.
Okay. Does anyone else have any questions that we didn't touch on or they didn't comment on that we can talk about? Don't be scared. Okay, cool. We'll just move on. We'll move on. Okay, the next thing I wanted to talk about really quickly, and this is going to be an important time of the year to do that, is messaging and following up. Like we talk about it all the time, like we beat the dead horse, messaging, following up. But there's a couple things I want to touch on that I think are super, super, super important. When you're messaging, don't cold message people. I know I've said it over and over and over and over, but it's so ugly. Is that the right way to say it? I don't know. But people just don't want you to send a message like, hey, do you know I do this It Works thing? Do you want to be my customer? Like, it's so impersonal. Build relationships with people, over time, 2 or 3 weeks. Work on building a relationship with someone if it's a totally new stranger to you. Simple comments like, I love that shirt. Where did you get it? Oh my gosh, your kids are so cute. Anything that you can think of and be genuine in it, okay? And then follow up. Guys, follow up is so incredibly important in this business. Like, you're going to get probably 90% of your distributors and customers from following up with them. I mean, Marcy, I know, has signed people in the last couple of months that she talked to for 5 or 6 months, and they finally decided to join our team, which we're super excited about. But that's what it takes sometimes. And following up can be so discouraging, and I totally understand. I mean, I've been talking to this one girl since July, and she's kind of been stringing me along, but I'm not giving up on her. Like, I'm just not giving up because her time is going to come. So you just have to keep in contact with those people and follow up with them. And I'm not saying follow up every week or every 2 weeks, but what feels comfortable. Treat people as you would want to be treated when you're messaging them. Okay. So just keep that in mind. So Amy, I'm going to turn it over to Amy because she had a really good conversation. Don't act like you're surprised. A week or so ago with Melissa Summerlin, who is our presidential diamond, kind of talking about the seasons and the economy and, why we've seen things kind of go to, in a decline, but things will go back up. I promise you. I've been doing this almost 3 years and it happens every single time like this. So Amy, go for it.
Okay. So she said, because I was saying that I hadn't done anything different, my volume went from close to 11,000 down to barely 5. So she said it's across the board, company wide, and she said that this apparently happened 4 years ago during the last election. I guess people kind of really tightened their belts around election time. So the real estate, like the housing market, is suffering. Walmart and Target sales are down. So it's not just based on It Works and or even multi-level marketing. Like, it's an across the board economic decline. I can say that in Virginia, the housing market is awful right now. Normally houses in my neighborhood sell within 72 hours. And we have a house that's been on the market now for 6 weeks, which is unheard of, and they've dropped it 15,000. And still it's only been shown 4 times. So, I mean, I live in political hell. So, everybody's really like cautious about what they're spending here. Especially, so, don't be down if you're not getting the customers like you used to, or the distributors. It's not you haven't done, it's not our company. It's just the economy. And she said, give it to January and things will pick back up. So.
And it's so true. I mean, there's so much, I personally have noticed, like in my neighborhood, for sale signs seem to have gone up, early last year or early this year. And then through the summer, they were just like sold. And I've noticed lately, and it just personally came to mind, that some of the same houses that have for sale signs that have had them for like months or so still have for sale signs. And it's been maybe 2 months, which that was unheard of 3 or 4 months ago. I mean, houses were just like, you put on the market, and if you didn't get an offer in within like 5 minutes, the next guy got it. I mean, they just went so fast. So it is a sign that, things are slowing down. And I think it's true with the economy. I mean, for me personally, Chris and I, my financial planner called and said, hey, we have got to have a meeting before this election happens to talk about, your investments and things like that. And because we don't know. I mean, I'm not going to get into political because everyone has a different opinion, and that's fine. We're entitled to that. But I think either way it goes, shit's going to hit the fan either way it goes. I mean, I hate to say it, but that's the truth. And, so people are very cautious. But the one thing we have to remember is that regardless of economics and regardless of the economy and, what's going on, the election and all of that stuff, people are concerned about their health. And that is something that we can help people with. Okay. So just keep that in mind, that we do have a ton of products that are super affordable for people to live a healthy lifestyle, even if it's just that they're taking the greens for $33 a month. I can guarantee you that you can go to Target right now and blow $33 on something that's worth nothing. Like, I just left Target an hour and a half ago and I spent $50 on streamers and stupid stuff. Like, I'm not going to get healthy from that, So just kind of keep that in mind. But I appreciate that. Thank you, Amy. One of the last things that I have written down, and then if anyone has anything they want to chime in, please do. This has been a great call. It's been so interactive. I've really enjoyed it. I appreciate y'all's participation. Is just follow up your words with action. And I don't mean that to be in an ugly way, but there's a lot of times that we can say, well, I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that and I'm going to do this. And I'm so guilty of it on so many different levels of different things. So I'm not like pointing the finger at anybody, but I point the finger at myself. But if you want your business to succeed, and you can talk about the things that you want to do to get there, but I can guarantee you that nothing is going to happen in your business if you don't turn those words into action. So just remember that your business is your business. Where you take this is up to you, not up to the distributors that you've signed. It truly is your business. We are all here to help each other grow and help each other totally all become successful with this. That's what we all want to do. But at the end of the day, it is your business. And if you want to get to that next level, you've got to figure out how to do it. Okay. But you can figure out how to do it. We're all going to be here to help each other, encourage each other every single step of the way. So that's really all that I have. Does anyone have anything else?
I would just say that take advantage of the downtime, build those relationships. And so that way, coming into the new year, when everybody's on the bandwagon, we're all joining the gym and we're all going to wait 45 minutes for a treadmill. Take that time to build those relationships so that then come January, when they've decided that they want to take control of their health, you've got them.
I'm so glad that you said that. That was perfect, because it's so true. And we've seen it in the last couple of years. Is right now is our downtime. This is when you, like Amy said, build your relationships, make new friends, talk about it here and there, but don't overwhelm them, because then that time's going to come. And when we ramp up in January and then come conference and then things just seriously just go boom. Because that's what's going to happen. People are like, I want that now, or I either want that product or I want to be on your team right now. So, but if you haven't built those relationships now, they're just going to be like, oh, that's cool. Whatever. They don't even know what you're talking about. So keep that in mind. Thank you, Amy. That was awesome.
And I think also, Kim, when you're building those relationships, you're building those connections in person, you're talking to people, and you're at soccer practice, or you're at your child's soccer practice, you're at school, you're at different places talking to people, and you're friends with them on Facebook. If you're not posting about the business, if you aren't excited about the business, then they're not seeing you as legit. Does that make sense? They're thinking, oh, well, this is just some side thing she's doing. She's not really serious about this. And so if you wanted somebody, or if you wanted to join somebody's business, would you join somebody who was just kind of serious about it, or someone who was actually really, really doing it? I think you have to, part of those actions are utilizing your social media to portray a story, to portray look at me, look what I'm doing, look at these products, look at this business. You have to actively be working the business on social media, whether or not you're getting zero responses at all. When you're talking to people, they're looking and seeing what you do. They might not be liking, they might not be commenting, but they're looking. Trust me. So you have to, so it's action, it's words, it's action, it's follow through. It's all of it.
Yeah. I agree. And you'll find that, the people, for example, I was in College Station this last weekend, and some of the people that were there that we ran into are never people that comment or like on any of my posts or anything like that. But some of the first words out of their mouth was, "How is your business? We really like watching what you're doing on Facebook or Instagram or whatever." And so that's just a true sign that people are really watching, So keep that in mind. On this call, guys, there's 9 of us total, which is awesome. And we have 2 really new, Mandy and Bryden, which are both really new to our team. So I'm super excited that you guys have decided to join. I trust you. Yeah, let me tell you this. Give this business a year and it will change your life. I promise you. It's fun. We have fun. And we're like a huge team here. So if you ever have any questions or anything, and you can't get a hold of your sponsor or your enroller, reach out to somebody else or make a comment on the Dream Makers page, and we will help every single step of the way. So
and we got some exciting stuff coming up this month, in the next couple of months. Kim, Amy, and we're going to put some stuff together, and we're going to be posting on the Dream Makers page. It's going to be fun. We're going to have a blast, you guys. I'm super excited about November and the rest of this year, and let's go for it, guys.
Let's kill it. So, promote those Peppermint Bliss packs. Again, the BV on there is perfect. Like if you need your 80 BV for your auto this month and you're like, I don't know what to get 2 of them, use them as gifts. We talked about that. The bonuses are back this month, guys. So if you really want one of those bonuses, work your tail off, claim it. It's yours. The Rubies 500, Emeralds 1,000, Diamonds 10, Doubles 15, Triples 25. We'll all get there. I promise you, every single one of you on this page is going to get a bonus. Some people have done it in 19 days. I'm not naming names, but it can happen. I promise you, it can happen. So that's all I got. I hope you guys have a great weekend. If you have any questions or anything, put it on the page, reach out to one of us, and hope you guys are doing well. Bye.
Hey, Kim, did you want to take a picture? Did you get a picture?
Oh, I didn't. Hold on. Please hold.
Nobody leave.
Oh, that looks terrible. Okay, hold on. I'm going to do it from the side. Just a second. Please hold. Ready? Oh, got it. Okay.
All right. Good night, guys.
Good night.
Bye.